Hey, how's it going everybody? KG Chaos here. In this video, we're going to talk about all the freighters in No Man's Sky and what you should know about them, such as the Sentinel, the Venator, Pirate, and the base freighters that you can find all around the galaxies. Now, if you guys liked this video, thought it was helpful, or anything in between, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it greatly if you do. If you'd like to support me further, I'm an up-and-coming author of the sci-fi fantasy genre, focusing heavily on sci-fi, fantasy, and apocalyptic stories. So if you guys are into reading, thought about getting into it recently, I'll leave a link down in the description below to my Amazon author account so you guys can check out my bookshelf and all of the things I have written. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, in No Man's Sky, there is a lot of different base-looking freighters that you can find just spawned around in each system that you go to. So I'm not going to show each and every one of them because I couldn't find all of them for this video, but I will put a screenshot after I show all the base ones for you guys to go ahead and screenshot yourselves so you can see all the names and the looks of what they are called. So if you like them the most, you can go and find them. But out of all these base ones, they're only going to have about 2 to 4 different turrets, which is the air defense turrets that are on them. So it doesn't have that many of them, but I know a lot of people actually like the look of these baser looking freighters than the other ones, such as there's this cargo ones, there's ones that have a similarity to the Star Trek universe, but there is just a lot of different ones that you guys can go and choose from. So if you guys like any of these, again, I will put a screenshot for you guys to screenshot yourselves of each one so you can look at them on either Google or so you can actually go to the Reddit coordinate exchange group for No Man's Sky and actually find one that you want there. Now let's go ahead and jump into the class types and the type of storage that you get. So it does not matter what freighter you guys choose, it'll always have the same amount of tech slots and also cargo slots for whatever class that it is. There is no difference in this at all for any freighter in the game, whether it is base or not. And for C class, you will get 30 tech and 60 storage, and also for the B, you will get 40 tech and 80 cargo storage. So there's about a 10 tech and a 20 cargo storage jump between these two levels, which is pretty good for a freighter, just for the simple fact that you're not really using it that much other than just storage or building a base in. So there's no really other huge importance except for one other I'll get into later in this video. But for A class, you guys will get 50 tech slots and 100 storage, which goes up again by the same amount. So it goes up pretty consistently, and I bet you guys can guess what the S class is going to be. And that's going to be 60 tech slots and 100 storage slots for an S class freighter. I don't mind this freighter, it's just my personal one that I have and didn't want to go looking for another one since I already had an S class, so it was kind of an easy situation there. But go ahead and here now and screenshot this photo so you guys can see all of the classes for the base ships if that is what you're interested in. And now let's go ahead and get into these Sentinel freighters. Now this one here is just the Sentinel class in the Sentinel family. It has 3 midsections, which you can tell with the 3 different groupings of 3 cargo containers at the very mid bottom. Now this one also sports 10 turrets along its sides and a few in the front, but a lot of people don't really like this one too much, just for the fact that at the very top near the entrance there is an antenna that you kind of hit sometimes on the way out and into it, and so it does get kind of annoying. But next is the battleship class, which has 5 different midsections. You can tell by the groupings of 3 different cargo containers in 5 different spots, and this one has 14 turrets along its sides and also in the front, and is the mid-sized Sentinel ship in the game of the Sentinel family. Now this one here, like I said, the antenna, whenever you go in and out, sometimes people clash into it, and that's one of the main deters of people not getting this ship, or this freighter I should say. But it is still an overall great looking design of freighter in my opinion. It's, I think lore wise, was an actual Sentinel freighter that was repurposed by the other life forms, but a lot of people still really love this ship, its whole layout just in general, which I do say is still a really good ship to look at. But moving on to the next one is the largest in the Sentinel family, and this one is the Sentinel Dreadnought. Now this one hosts 20 different turrets along its sides and its front, and is the largest Sentinel freighter in the game. It's the largest one you can get of this family, but again, it does have 20 turrets, which is one of the highest in the game, but not the highest. And the best way to attack this ship in general, if you guys are going to fight it, is to attack from behind, because all the different turrets are all lined up on the side, and the turrets only fire at you if they have a line of sight. So if you come at it from behind, all the turrets can't see you, so you can just keep picking one after another off until you destroy all of them on one side, and then go on to the next one. Now, next is going to be the Venator family. Now, this one here is the smallest Venator family class, which is just called the Venator. Now, it has strong Star Wars roots. As you can tell, it kind of looks like ships from the Empire in that movie series. Now, this one only hosts 8 turrets at the smallest version and has 2 midsections, again with groupings of 2 and 2 spots of cargo containers, and it's just really small, so it's easily distinguishable from the rest of them in this class. But it's still, this is probably one of my favorite freighters in the game, and was one of my first ones that I got when it released many years ago. Now, next is going to be the Imperial class, which is 2 steps higher, or 2 midsections higher than the previous one, and is the medium-sized Venator in the Venator family class. Now, this one here holds 13 different turrets along its tops, a few on the bottom and a few on the front. And the best way to attack this certain freighter would kind of be from the bottom back and just take them out as you go, because there's pretty much nowhere that you're kind of can make the turrets get out of your line of sight. They pretty much can fire at you at any type of direction. So that is one of the flaws of going against this type of freighter when you're fighting it, is that they can pretty much always see you and there's no hiding from any of them. But next in this class is going to be the largest freighter in the game lengthwise, and it is the Resurgent class. Now, this one has 6 midsections and is absolutely enormous. This is actually the version of my very first freighter that I got when it released many years ago, and I had it up until the Pirate freighter was added. So this was probably one of my favorite ones in the entire game, just because I just kind of like the overall design of looking kind of like an aircraft carrier. But this one has the largest amount of turrets on it than any other in the game, even more so than the Pirate freighter. It has 20 to 23 turrets. Now, it does kind of differ, so you kind of have to look around if you guys want to find the 23 turret one. It depends on the type of cargo containers that are on the side and a few different things, but it's kind of just RNG where you have to kind of just look around for it if you want it. But it has the highest amount in the entire game, and overall is just an amazing looking freighter. Even though it is such a old one that was been in the game for such a long time, it's still a fan favorite. Now, last but not least is going to be the Pirate freighter. Now, this warmongering beast, which is absolutely beautiful in my opinion, I just absolutely love the color of it, color scheme, the overall design of it. I don't know, it kind of looks like a whale to me, almost like a space whale. But this is probably my favorite freighter in the game so far. It's the only reason I switched from the Venator, and the only way to find it is to go and find pirate systems or pirate controlled systems, and you're going to warp to them until you eventually get into a space battle and have to battle it and make it surrender before you can go inside and try to claim it for yourselves. It's very easy to do, honestly. I'll show a short method at the end that's also another useful tip. But this one has 6 different freighter cannons, which are the big laser cannons that it shoots at other freighters, and 21 laser turrets placed all around this massive behemoth of a freighter. Now, this one, just mass-wise, is the biggest in the game, and just the coolest in my opinion. Some people have different opinions and don't use this one, but for me, I just like the whole scheme of it looking futuristic and things like that compared to the other ones. They kind of looked like they're just welded together. But overall, this behemoth here is just an amazing freighter just all around. Now, as you guys can see, like I said, it just looks like an oversized whale. But the best way to attack this one is this method I'm going to show you. But if you're just wanting to destroy all the turrets before you do anything else, then it's best to attack from above, because you have to be kind of close for the laser turrets to actually shoot at you. So it is really useful to be able to just attack it from above. Now, I'm going to show you guys a few different tips whenever you're looking for all these different freighters in the game. Is again to go to a pirate controlled system, because the freighters spawn more rapidly in these systems and you can kind of get through them a lot quicker if you're looking for a specific one. So I recommend going to these systems if you're looking for any of the freighters. Now, if you guys are wanting to just use this method, I advise just to take out these freighter warp drives first, or the warp engines in the back, just so it can escape. And a lot of people don't really know, and they only use this method is just taking down the shield. And this takes a lot longer than this method I'm about to show you, because you have to go around and destroy multiple things for it to finally surrender, for the shield to go down. After you destroy the warp engine drives, all you guys want to do is just come up here to the back and destroy all these anti-freighter cannons. There are 6 of them, 5 in the back here and then 1 in the very front. And as soon as you destroy all 6 of these, it will instantly surrender. So you don't have to keep going around in the tunnels and destroying all of the different shield barriers and the different shield bubble things you have to destroy, the fuel cells. Just destroy these really quickly after you do the engines, and it will surrender immediately, and all the torpedoes in the space around you will explode. And then from there, all you have to do is just fly into the freighter or fly over to the capital ship that you guys are looking at. Or if it doesn't have either of them that you want, say you're just going for a normal capital ship, all you got to do now is after it surrenders is instantly just warp out of there. There's no other fooling around you have to do. But I also want to say there's no bonuses with any of these freighters other than they have the highest warp drive distance in the game. If you guys use these to go to other systems, even more so than the Explorers and the Exotics. Now, the only thing that's different is that sometimes some freighters won't have the max distance. So most of the time you can get over 4,000 light year distance, but there are some out there that you can get a boost up to 6,000 or more light year distance. It really just depends on that type of generated spawn for that freighter. So you may have to do it a few times to get the one that goes up that high, but that's just on you guys. Even if you get over 4,000, you're still maxed out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to, leave down the comment section below what's your favorite freighter, and also join my Discord if you'd like to, so you can reach me more directly. And I'll see you guys in my next video.